After 40 minutes in line, your brain may have already decided this food cannot be bad. Not because the recipe has changed, but because the wait has started building a story around it. You see people ahead of you moving slowly forward. You see more people joining behind you. And a thought appears, if it was not worth it, why would everyone be here? The longer you stand there, the harder it becomes to admit you may be wasting time. Before the first bite, your mind is already preparing excuses. Maybe the ingredients are special, maybe the cooking takes skill, maybe I will understand once I taste it. Sometimes the thing being cooked is not only the food. It is your expectation. A long queue is one of the strongest signals in public life. You do not need to know the restaurant, the chef, or the recipe. If the line is long enough, it suggests that something important is happening. This is social proof. When we lack information, we borrow the choices of other people. In a night market, airport, festival, or busy shopping street, the line itself can become the advertisement. But popularity is not the same as quality. A queue can form because the food is excellent, but also because service is slow, the layout is poor, a discount went viral, or everyone else is making the same assumption. A crowd tells you where attention is going. It does not guarantee the food is good. Waiting changes expectation because it turns a simple purchase into a small journey. At first you are curious. Then you wonder if you should stay. As you get closer, the excitement rises. During that time, you may smell the food, watch other customers take photos, hear the kitchen moving, and study the menu like there is a correct answer hidden inside it. Each detail warms up the experience before it arrives. By the time the food reaches your hand, you are not tasting only flavor. You are tasting the story you built while waiting. If the first bite is even decent, the brain can quickly say, yes, that line made sense. The deeper psychology is not just that people follow crowds. It is that people want their own choices to make sense. Once you have waited 30 minutes, leaving feels wasteful, but staying creates pressure too. If the food turns out ordinary, what does that say about the time you spent? To reduce that discomfort, the mind may reinterpret the experience. A sauce that is too sweet becomes bold. A small portion becomes balanced. A slightly tough crust becomes texture. This does not mean people are simply lying to themselves. It means invested time can become part of the evaluation. The longer the wait, the more the story needs to work. But waiting is not a magic seasoning. It can raise anticipation, but it can also raise the standard. The longer you wait, the more the food has to justify the delay. If the final result is only average, the disappointment may feel sharper than if you had bought it instantly. Heat, noise, confusion, unclear ordering, or rude service can turn the waiting itself into a negative part of the meal. That is why a long line should never be treated as proof. It is only one clue in a larger experience. Waiting does not automatically improve taste. It gives the judgment more emotional weight, and that weight can push the review up or down. The people around you also shape the experience. A friend says this place is famous. A passerby looks at the line twice. Someone near the front celebrates finally getting their order. Suddenly the food is not just food. It is an event you are participating in. For a short time, the line becomes a temporary community, and everyone is voting with their minutes. But group signals can mislead. The queue may exist because of a trend, a photo opportunity, slow production, or a location that catches traffic. Crowds can be wise, but they can also be confused together. The louder the scene becomes, the more useful it is to keep a little distance in your judgment. So yes, the same food can be judged differently after different waiting times. If there is no wait, you may judge it practically: taste, price, portion, convenience. After 10 minutes, you may expect something a little special. After 40 minutes, the food enters a much heavier frame. That does not mean your taste buds are fake. It means taste is never evaluated by the tongue alone. Time cost, expectation, group atmosphere, and personal pride all enter the first bite. This is why deliberately creating a line can work in the short term, but it is risky. Waiting can amplify value, but if the experience cannot support the hype, it also amplifies the gap. Next time you see a long food line, ask yourself 3 questions. Do I actually want this, or did the crowd simply get my attention? Am I waiting because it fits what I need, or because I do not want to miss out? If it turns out to be only average, will I still be okay with the time spent? A cue is not always a trap. Sometimes it really helps you discover something great. But it is also a psychological amplifier. It can amplify anticipation, justify investment, and intensify disappointment. The longer you wait, the food does not necessarily become better. What changes is the way you judge it. The best line to stand in is the one where you still know why you are there.